Magnificent, isn't it? Urdak, a land meant to be a paradise, corrupted by the Khan Maykr, now left in ruins in the wake of her death. A place we only visit once in the base game, but return to in the DLC. Today, we're going to talk about what I'd be curious to see in this new destroyed Urdak in Year 1 and beyond. From devastating super heavy Maykrs, meathook platforming, multiple Marauders, Doom Hunters, and more. My name is Alston, and this is Urdak, the Future and Possibilities. Let's dive right in. Urdak is such a unique and different place in this Doom universe that Hugo said that id Software is building, and they could use that to create some very special and interesting enemy types. This helps all Doomers, and here's why. Variety is the spice of death, as the Doom 2016 Resop Mission Challenge says. So we could have enemies that expand upon the lore of this destroyed Urdak, so that people that like lore can have a new twist, and then on the other hand, you have more demons to kill, and, well, everybody wins there, right? A Maykr angel-based heavy would have to be corrupt in some way, remnants of the last Khan, so some new lore elements would need to be added. As we know, the previous Khan went rogue and corrupted Urdak, due to the Singularity or Maykr Collective not being able to appoint one properly due to the Seraphim taking the essence of the Father. Basically, I'm summarizing and paraphrasing the Codex entries here. Angels, unless fallen, were never the bad guys, so maybe this is where this could go. We see a Maykr angel in the Sentinel Prime cutscene, but other than that, they really don't have that much of a presence. See, they are sentient of themselves, unlike drones. The drones are mindless and they must obey the Khan. They know no better. They just don't have the mental fortitude to know any other way. Angels, however, are their own entities. They go to different worlds to handle business and dealings on their own volition. But maybe now, it's time they come back to this Urdak. Maybe this opens more opportunities for things to happen. See, demons aren't supposed to be in Urdak, but we saw it's not the actual case now. And with its destruction, there may be more. And there may be a reason for them to come back for their own business. Will they maybe see it as saving Urdak? See, on one hand, I wouldn't see them thinking as a Slayer as an enemy, based off what we saw in Sentinel Prime welcoming him, but maybe there are others out there with their own thoughts. At least one knows him from what we saw in the Prime cutscene. They all likely know his power. Attack-wise, maybe there could be a Hellraiser-based beam like in 2016, or maybe not, I'm still unsure on that one. It would look cool, but I'm not sure of the role it would play. I mean, they did take the Razor out for a reason, right? Maybe balancing? Maybe not. Maybe to bring him back in the future. These Maykr angels could fly and teleport around, although we do have aerial demons and prowlers too, so there would have to be a different spin on the ability. See, the real insanity could happen with the super heavy, maybe a Maykr archangel of sorts. The Urdak super heavy could grant status effects of some kind, maybe based off things you might see in a Final Fantasy game, or different elements and areas that Doom Eternal hasn't really approached yet, while still staying true to the Doom feel. Now, I got this really crazy idea, and I don't know if it should actually be implemented, but check this out. Let me know what you think. What if the Urdak super heavies functioned as a sort of buff totem, a super buff totem, to where all the heavy demons in the general vicinity or in that arena were able to have special abilities of themselves? Those abilities? They're battle mode ones. Maybe the Mancubi would have the smoke screen, the Archvile, the Lake of Fire, the Revenant, the Missile Barrage, a Pain Elemental, the Shield, the Marauder, the Armor, and all of them the Noxious, which is extremely deadly to a Slayer and forces you not to be trapped in a corner. What if the Maykr Super Heavy had that beam, you know, the one that the Khan Maykr shoots from the sky that's also in Celestial in battle mode as a hazard? There are lots of different areas and ways that the team could take this and really make it unique and stand out with extra abilities and directions that they haven't done before yet in Eternal or in any other Doom game for that matter. They've talked about having new demons and abilities. Well, this is the perfect time to shine for this. Now is the chance and now is the time. The next thing on my mind, and many others as well from what I've seen in conversation, is none other than meathook, platforming, and mobility. Like I said, something very popular that people have on their mind, and I have some cool thoughts and unique ways to show some examples that I haven't seen shown in this way before. But that'll have its own video in the near future, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that one, and if it's already out by the time that you're watching this, I'll put a link on screen here. This could add fresh ways to platform and keep us in the air longer. See, last September, I made a prediction video on how aerial combat would be used in Doom Eternal, moving from 2016's Soul jump pads, adding the meathook, monkey bars, and other creative ways that people have thought to stay in the air. And what if Urdak's ring had mini versions that were used in the arena? You know, the little orange rings that fly you through the air? Not just that, but what if the platforms themselves, some stationary, some moving, had little to no meathook cooldown? You could even make things on a timer like the current grapple walls are. You know, the possibilities, they're endless. Now, granted, in a fight you're supposed to use the monsters as meathook targets, but when you're outside an arena there's plenty of ideas and options you could have. You could have some areas be easier for required traversal and others harder, say if secrets need to be found, while still leaving windows open for speedrunners to take advantage of the mechanic and find some really cool ways to go about it. If you haven't seen a no major glitches speedrun of Urdak, you need to. It is literally insane and really cool. I'll link a run down below. It is awesome. It's hardcore parkour, as Michael Scott of The Office says. But that's for its own video. I just wanted to touch on it here because I think Urdak is the perfect opportunity to unveil this mechanic. Now there's another element that I'd like to see that I think could expand upon and make the arena battles even tougher. See, Hugo has confirmed that we'll be getting more than one Marauder at once, as well as the ice bomb strat being patched out. This will lead to even more management of the arena, keeping track of which is where, and if you have one or two or no wolves coming at you, maybe you're going in for an open shot on this one or that. But you know, even with all these added complexities with an arena, as well as throwing in heavy demons and maybe a bear and other super heavies, a tyrant, there is still another element that I'd like to see. What if the Marauder was in battle with the Doom Hunter? You know, the two big early game bosses of Eternal, each playing off of each other's strengths. See, it works with the combat loop that 2016 and Eternal provide, and the arenas are intentionally designed this way. Check this out. There is a pressure or distracting unit, like a Hell Knight or Pinky, paired up with the ranged unit, like a Cacodemon or Pain Elemental. See, the Marauder would be the pressure unit, distracting you while the Doom Hunter would be at range, wailing away. Each has their strengths and survivability. As the Marauder has his shield, the Doom Hunter has his as well, but it's used in a different way. Plus, he has his second phase off the sled for an even more of an arena battle dynamic. He speeds up, he is vulnerable, and trades some of his protection for more mobility and strength. But why stop here? Why stop here? Why not add more? The possibilities for this game are truly endless, and this really is just the tip of the iceberg of what could be done. This doesn't even count any new demons and abilities being added into the mix, things we don't even know what is coming in the future, and things that they have behind the scenes that we still have yet to see. I'm up for it. I'm ready for new challenges that we didn't see in the base game that will take us by surprise. I mean, you can see here I decided to take on this buff totem arena without actually destroying the buff totem. See, what if we had the buffed version of monsters like empowered demons show up more often? Maybe make the buff totem mechanic less static and more dynamic. Change the spawn of it, randomize it, chase it around the arena as in needing to stomp on it before it moves to the next spot. As crazy as it sounds, I'm up for the challenge and I would at least give it a shot. Would you? And to help with these challenges, I think we can make the Maykr stronger in ways. If it used less Argent ammo or maybe had more power behind it, I don't know. I'm curious to see how you feel that the gun could be made better. Do let me know in the comments below. There are a lot of different ways to play the game, and as you can see by this fight here, I'm using some more, well, I guess you could say non-traditional ways to take out the Maykr. And I wonder how these ways and these methods will be expanded upon with this new DLC. And it's not just that. I have questions about the lore as well. I wonder what happened with that deal that the Dark Lord made with the Khan for more souls. See, and semi-spoiler alert, according to the game files that Protef found, the no after the Khan dies, that big shout, remember? That's the Dark Lord saying that. So I wonder if we'll maybe meet him, or we'll get to maybe find some extra lore or additional points behind that. And I just wonder, now that the Khan is dead, who will take her place? Urdak is destroyed, sure, but I feel like that there would be something that would rise up and take over. And from what I understand reading about the DLC, the new true ruler comes up to take the throne. But who is that? What could that be? A lot of people would say, yeah, it's probably the Doomslayer, and based off Hugo's thoughts on the Slayer, I would venture to believe that he plays a part in that. But what? And who? And how? These are all questions that this DLC could answer that I'm curious about because I want to know, now that she's down, who's up. I would go on to say that the Doomslayer, the Doom Guy, the Titan Slayer, would be able to go on to not only take King Novik's throne in Exultia and the Sentinel lands, but he has made his stake for everywhere else as well. If you like this video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video as we near 1,000. Check out the next videos and see what you think of those as well. My name is Alston. Thank you for watching. Psst, hey, the secret phrase of this video is Hugo the Boss. Seriously, that's what it is.